Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it may be to you. Of course, to us here at HTLA Studio 2, downtown Manhattan, number 2 Times Square. It is 9 p.m. Eastern, and time for your coffee and cigarettes. Oh my, what is it today? That's right. THOR Thursday. Yes. It is your one and only THOR Thursday for this, the 10th of March, 2016. And, well, what stories we got on the docket for you? Well, a Russian official has died of blunt force trauma in a Washington, D.C. hotel. And there's 6 dead in a calculated shooting in a backyard party in Pennsylvania. I knew there was a good reason not to go to backyard parties in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Also, the internet apparently can't get enough of the Trudeau-Obama bromance. Yeah, why?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Wounded Warrior execs have been ousted, however, today. It's going to be all kinds of fun there. Also, the Oreo cookie in White House hopefuls' crosshairs over outsourcing. Oh, yes, those damned illegals. And also a manager and worker killed in a shooting at a Cummins factory today. Donald Trump getting endorsed by Ben Carson. There you go, kids. It's all over. Yes. Bunch more Donald Trump news, too. We got springtime news. We got all kinds of stuff coming up for you, gang. So you're not going to be wanting to go anywhere. It's time to strap in for the next 3 hours of Oh My God, what? Yes, it is. So why don't you get over here, grab that cup, have a seat, light one up. It is your coffee time. Yes, it is your coffee time. And, of course, that coffee time is, well, it's here. It's now. It's happening. It's hip. It's so out of this world.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm just watching the Google Plus feed right now.
Yes.
They've got Donald Trump dancing like a puppet. You know, it's like one of those,
yes.
Car wreck.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, gang, tonight in the booth, pushing the buttons for you, making the show go, is the one, the only Biff Henderson. Yes, formerly of CBS Late Night with David Letterman. He was let go in the summertime.
Yes.
And we thought, wouldn't it be nice to give him a job?
Yeah.
So he's in the booth, pushing the buttons, of course, on that PreSonus 2442 digital broadcast mixer, finally furnished by the folks at PreSonus.com. And hey, if you're into analog or digital audio, if you're an amateur, if you're a professional, it really doesn't matter. You're going to want to get over to PreSonus.com. They are, after all, the best. They've got the gear that'll get your jobs done easy, fast. Well, not free, but... Yes, they've got those jobs that'll get them done, and that's what we want. Also, tonight, this show is brought to you, as always, by the folks at Tim Hortons in New York City. Now, with their fine locations all across the city to serve your coffee and baked goods needs. That's right. You won't find video cameras in their bathroom, but they still are always fresh nonetheless. And, of course, this segment sponsored tonight by Subway New York, with over 150 locations across the city to serve your foot-long meat down your throat at 3 a.m. needs.
Yes.
Yes. They got it. That's what they do. That is how they roll, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the show tonight. I should say, yes, welcome to the garbage. Well, anyway, aside from all that glorious fun, welcome to the Coffee and Cigarettes THOR Thursday Spectacular. It's absolutely spectacular, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Want to, of course, move into the show now. But before we do, of course, we've got to introduce our three guests / co-hosts that are on the show with us every night, helping us bring the stories that matter to you. Yes. And of course, number one, first and foremost, the man himself coming to us right now via satellite, because that's how he likes us to say it, all the way from Mill Bay, British Columbia. Mill Bay Film and Television Production Studios.
Yes.
Mill Bay, British Columbia is the one, the only 35-time Academy Award nominated director, never won. Also another 15 times Emmy Award nominations for his work in film and television with Stephen J. Cannell Productions in LA.
Yes.
It's the one, the only, Mr. Louis Lawless. Are you there, sir?
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA. Oh, HTLA.
Yeah.
Hell is that?
That's your phone. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, sir.
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. You see it in every job. It's the same thing.
No, the phone is not corrupt and trying to take over. It's okay. No, I can reassure you, sir. There's nothing wrong with that.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
I'm the one to go to in emergencies. Yes. No,
We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award,
correct.
and we didn't.
No, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
That's fine. If you had one, we never would have gotten you on the show.
Yes.
It's just like if Gilbert had won an Academy Award, we wouldn't be seeing him here. So it's all right, Louis. It's not a problem. I wouldn't worry about it too much, my friend. All I need to know is that you're ready to go tonight, sir.
You mean now?
Yes, sir. We're live.
No, I don't know. I get company. Give me a heads up for Christ.
All right. Well, you get rid of your company if you want that money.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Good to see you ready to go, sir. We'll talk to you in a couple of hours.
That was a mistake on my part.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along, coming to us from about 8 blocks down the street from his beautiful, sprawling, spacious, mansion-esque type apartment place right across the hall from Hillary Clinton's headquarters. So one, the only, Mr. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you, as always.
Yes.
Why are you laughing? Can you sense my sarcasm? Huh? Oh, this is just a question.
Yes.
So can you?
Yes.
Great to have you here. I'm not going to do your intro because we've been down that road before.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
There you go. There you go. That's all we needed to know right there. Right there.
I lived in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
All right, Louis, when we want to hear from you, Biff has got the red light. Look for the red light. But thank you for the commentary all the same. That's an interesting note. I did not know you lived in Greenwich Village in 1962, in April of 1962. It was a sunny day when you moved in. It was. We didn't know that. But yes, so there you go. That's great, and welcome to the show, Gilbert.
Yes.
Right. Now, moving on now, it's time to introduce our third and final guest / co-host, as he's here every night,
Yes.
Without fail, taking time out of his hectic schedule, 5-star life.
Yes.
But Gilbert does the best intro for this, man. So, Gilbert, without any further ado, please intro our third guest / co-host.
Is an actor, producer, director, voiceover artist, author, and activist. He's also a social media superstar with over 10 million Facebook and Twitter followers, and one of the most beloved figures in popular culture. He's appeared in hundreds of movies and TV shows, appearing alongside everyone from Cary Grant to Frank Sinatra to John Wayne. But he's best known for his role of the helmsman Hikaru Sulu on the legendary, groundbreaking series Star Trek. His new Broadway musical, Allegiance, is currently playing to sold-out houses at the Longacre Theater. Please welcome the man who the New York Post called the Asian Betty White.
Oh my. Betty White. Do I have to have a sex change now?
Yeah.
At this tender age?
George Takei.
Oh, that intro always gets me. It's just too awesome. Well, welcome to the show, George. Great having you.
I think it's a treat to be here talking with you.
Well, we'll see how you feel in a few minutes, as always. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself, sir.
I'm George Takei, and when I'm walking down the street, people shout out, "Hey, Sulu!" So I'm no more as Sulu than as George Takei, which is what I really am.
Yes, what? Good. All right, excellent. And folks, obviously, well, at least 10 million of them know you from Facebook. But tell the other folks, anybody aside from those 10 million.
Yes.
And tell all the rest of the world where they might know you from.
I've done Star Trek, the series, and the movie series up to the 6th one.
Right, and we won't talk about any of the others like usual. Okay. Well, no, we just don't want to go there, do we? No. No, we do not. Anyway, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Yes.
It's great to have you here as always, and I couldn't mean that more.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
What? Tell people that I'm really glad to see them when I'm not? Well, yeah, I guess, Louis, to be fair, that is pretty accurate. And, well, you have known me for, 27 years now?
Yes.
So it's probably, yeah, I would say that's probably right. Yeah.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Well, you can try. I'm not sure you can get past Lightning Fingers Henderson.
Yes.
But,
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Oh, you didn't know that about Biff? No? Okay.
I did not sleep with him.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. The ladies all call them lightning fingers, so
Yes.
just in and out. Actually, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why they like him so much. Yeah. Could be it. Well, anyway, gang, welcome to the show, of course. This is, yes, the Thor Thursday. It's the So Close But No Cigar Friday show. Yeah. Well, it really is. I mean, it's like, God, it's like we're so damned tired. Yeah, and this whole new schedule with these what the hell are they? The morning segments?
Yes.
Fox News?
Yes.
Or Fox 11 or Fox something. I don't know. I'm sleeping during them. I don't know. But we're the night crew.
Yes.
That's where they've put us in their infinite wisdom.
Yes.
We're the boys you come in at night and get shit done. That's what we do. And for some bloody reason now I'm up at 6 a.m. after getting off at 3 a.m.
Yes.
Oh yeah, come on in and do these 2 15-minute segments at Fox 11. What time? I used to think I had an in with the CEO.
Yes.
Being the wife and all. Yeah. Yeah, no such luck.
Yeah.
All right, now we've got to do this too. I'm just going to do this as just a matter of quality control every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sick and tired of being told that we've got nothing but garbage here. All right, so yeah, let's can you yes, Biff. The feed. Okay. He's rolling us up the Thor Thursday feed.
Yes.
Of course, from the, well, I guess we'll call it the problem platform. Yeah. You know, and the other thing that really ticks me off,
yes,
this is something between Spreaker and us, and you know, Glenn Wood seems to go on every day, flawless victory. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true.
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear quite the audio level variation throughout his shows. He doesn't actually experience the packet loss and the clip outs and stuff that we do.
Yes.
But he, you know, they still go from very low to very loud, very low to very loud. Yeah. And I would mention it to him.
Yes.
But I know he listens to the show the next morning when, you know, we're still up and working on Fox 11 crap. But, yeah, you know, this is my way of telling him.
Yes.
You see, because he'll hear this tomorrow morning and be like, oh, my God, what are we going to do at boldrepublic.com? Dan and Tim be standing there. Geez, I don't know, Chief. Maybe we could get a rubber chicken and put it on it. So anyway, yeah, Biff, bring up the feed there on Spreaker. See how we sounding? Fox 11 crap. All right. That sounds pretty good, I think. But this is my way of telling him.
Yes.
You see, because he'll hear this tomorrow morning and be like, oh, my God, what are we going to do at boldrepublic.com? All right. Well, Biff was given thumbs up before, of course.
Yes.
And, well, I'm giving thumbs up now.
Yes.
So there you go, you whiny suckers. No issue. Yeah. Well, excellent. Now that I've gotten that out of the way,
yes,
we can move on with the actual show.
Yes.
And what is the actual show tonight, you may ask? Well, top of the news tonight, of course, is about that Russian official that died of a blunt force trauma in the, well, I guess the noodle there. Yeah. In a Washington, D.C. hotel. That's right. A prominent Russian millionaire and former official under Vladimir Putin was found dead last year in a Washington hotel. Well, good that we're bringing the news to them now. Yeah. Last year. Right on. Last year. That's right, folks. See, and that's why we're so stellar.
Yes.
Here. We're giving you the news from a year ago.
Yes.
That's right. Yes, he was found dead last year in a Washington hotel, died of blunt force injuries to the head. Washington's Office of Chief Medical Examiner announced today. Wow, you know, that's some fast service from the ME's office. Yeah. He's Russian, so we got to take Russian time.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, no, and the reason is because, you know, under Stalin, the trains used to run on time. What's this year stuff? What is that? I don't know. Anyway, yes, Beverly Seals, chief of staff, confirmed the finding involving the death of Mikhail Lesin, former head of media affairs for the Russian government. Initial reports placed Lesin's cause of death as a heart attack. Yeah. A heart attack right in the head. Yes, he was found dead November 5th at Hotel DuPont, where he had been staying. In a joint statement released today, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner and Washington's Metro Police Department identified the cause of death for Lesin, 59, was blunt force injuries to the head. The statement also identified other contributing factors as blunt force injuries on the neck, torso, upper extremities, lower extremities. The statement said that the manner of death was undetermined. Well, no, it was pretty simple, actually. A hitman came in and beat him to death. Yeah. You know what? And if I had to guess,
yes,
I'm thinking Daniel Craig. Yeah. Although, Although you can never be sure.
Yes.
You know, this also looks like maybe the work of Jason Statham too. So, you know. Well, at the time of his death, it was unclear why Lessin would have been in the United States. He served as Russia's Minister of Press from 2009 to 2014, according to ABC News, often traveling with Putin on official trips. Oh, I guess he was in Washington to defect. Yeah. And, of course, we all know what happens when you defect. You die. Yeah, you do. That's just it. You're done. Next window, comrade. Next window. Not one step backward. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's, I guess, what you get for being Russian. So, moving on. Yes, moving on. Well, okay, sure, yeah. 6 dead in a calculated shooting at a backyard party in PA. That's right, the ambush-style killing of 5 people, including a woman who was 8 months pregnant at a backyard party in a Pittsburgh suburb, was a calculated, brutal operation, the Allegheny District Attorney said today, according to local media reports. The medical examiner ruled the death of the pregnant woman's fetus a homicide Thursday afternoon, raising the toll to 6. 3 others were injured when 2 gunmen opened fire late Wednesday on more than a dozen people attending a party or cookout at a home in the working-class community of Wilkinsburg. I bet you it was that Daniel Craig and Jason Statham. Lieutenant Andrew Sherman of the Allegheny County Homicide Unit says 4 people were found dead at the scene and the 5th died at the local hospital. 2 men were in critical condition and the woman was stable, according to police. Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald says today that the Wilkinsburg community is filled with grief, shock, and anger this morning. And we share their grief and offer them our support in the days and weeks to come. Police said the gunman barged into the party and began firing. The murders were planned, calculated, brutal. Yeah, we've already covered this. But let's say it again. 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 All right, have we got that crap worked out yet? Okay. I swear I'm going to take these HTLA staffers that write this crap and just beat them again and beat them again and beat them again and beat them again. Well, we share their grief and offer them our support in the days and weeks to come. Police said the gunman barged into the party and began firing. The murders were planned and Yes, I know. Yes. Stephen Zapata, the Allegheny County District Attorney, told Pittsburgh WPXI TV. He said there were 15 people in the backyard when the shooter, armed with a .40 caliber handgun, approached from the alley and began shooting. Zapata told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that, well, why are we just rattling off all these newspapers? He's telling the same thing, too. There's newspapers, there's television, there's radio. You really, seriously, guy, you don't need to stick in, Zabala told these guys, and then Zabala told these guys, and Zabala told these guys. Holy crap, really? Come on, go to frickin' journalism school. Well, that's the way it was, America. And that's the way it was, America. And that's the way it was, America. And that's the way it was, America. Yeah, he said there was 15 people in the backyard when the shooter, armed with a .40 caliber handgun, approached from the alley and began shooting. Zapala said that the police believe there was 1 or 2 intended targets and that a relative of the victims might have been one. I heard about 30 shots. It just was a constant, says Jackie Johnson Pendleton, a neighbor. When I came out, people were screaming and running. Bodies were lying on the front porch. People's lives taken like that at the drop of a hat. It's just insane. It needs to stop. I live here. Well, Sherman said that the shots were fired from 2 locations, but police don't believe anyone at the party fired back. Oh, that's good. Forget about it. I'm spinning it up. No, we're going to get it. Well, the partygoers appeared to try to run into the residence, at which point a person on the side or backyard adjacent to the residence fired at the back porch, Sherman said. All 4 of the individuals who died at the scene died on that back porch. As ambulances and police cars converged on the scene, neighbors gathered on the street. Well, that's a good thing to do when somebody's out there, dropping everybody. Well, let's go out there and, hey. Oh, what do we call that in the military? Oh, yeah, more tangos. Yeah. Let's go out there. Yes, they were all gathering out on the street, some of them sobbing and saying they lost family members, even though they didn't even know yet. Yes. The victims were identified as siblings Jerry Shelton, 35, Brittany Powell, 27, and Shanetta Powell, 25, and Tina Shelton, 37, and Shada Mahoney, 26, according to the Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office. Kayla Alexander, a local resident, told WPXI TV she was walking home when she heard 24 shots. Really? 24 of them you counted? Yeah? All right. 24 shots and saw people running from the area. She said authorities weren't allowing her to get to her home on Franklin Avenue, a usually quiet street lined with 2-story brick houses built in the early 1900s. Oh, yeah, here's your answer. I'm just seeing a picture now from the scene. Yeah, this is all a black neighborhood. There you go, gang. Another fine message, loud and clear, read here. Of course, Black Lives Matter, apparently, to everybody but black people. Yeah. Well, Mr. James Boyd, 70 years old, has lived in a home 3 doors away from the shooting for the past 24 years. He said that the gunfire went on for almost a minute. I thought it was maybe the pipes bursting, but when we realized it was gunshots, we've had trouble in this neighborhood before. You don't say, sir, talking about your black neighborhood. Really? 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 Huh. But he says, never this close to home. I've never seen anything like this before. In 2001, the Allegheny County community of 15,800 people was at the scene of another fatal rampage when a gunman went on a lunchtime shooting spree at 2 fast food restaurants, killing 2 people and wounding 3. According to the New York Times, Ron Taylor, the 39-year-old gunman who left a suicide note, surrendered after a standoff and was later convicted. So much for the suicide note. Well, he is still currently on death row in Pennsylvania. Well, it's good to know. Thanks.
Yes.
And sorry, in addition to everything else in this wonderful, wonderful radio station that I work at, in addition to everything else that I've got to do each and every single day, it seems, and, let's see, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I'm running on 9 hours sleep this week. In addition to all that joy,
yes.
Now I have to actually visually edit the stories here on the fly and omit all the radio stations, television stations, and newspapers. It's going to be a long night, Biff. You might want to make more coffee. Yeah. Actually, I don't think that's going to help. Pop quiz, Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
All right. Well, I mean, obviously, Gilbert is faring better.
Yes.
He only does it. Well, he did come in Monday, Tuesday, and help us with the morning boner.
Yes.
But I mean, aside from that, Gilbert,
Yes.
and aside from the stuff you do at night with us here, you don't work, so you just lay around the place there sleeping, right? Yeah. Oh no, seriously, don't laugh. That's what I would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Call me human, Louie. I love to sleep. Yeah. 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 Anyway,
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
well, okay. Well, yeah, I like sleeping.
I did not sleep with him.
Look at this. We've got even automaton George setting me up now. Come on, Leno.
So I read somewhere that you have a dick. Can you show it to me?
All right. Okay. Well, you're switched on. And that tells me you are absolutely sleeping 19 hours a day. No, that's fine. I completely understand, and I'm with you on it. I mean, God, if I had the chance, But I never have the chance, so let's move on, shall we? Oh my. That's right. Well, see, and I knew this crap was coming.
Yes.
Yesterday, when we talked about Justin Trudeau and Obama and the state dinner.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I swear the media is who is responsible for making homosexuals. Yeah. Yeah, because there, of course, was that nice story yesterday, of course, about the nice state dinner and
Yes.
and a little bit of history between Canada and the U.S. The last state dinner was 19 years ago, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
And that's all good, but, geez, how long did it take them? 18 hours after they reported that?
Yes.
Now the big story is, the internet can't get enough of the Trudeau-Obama love affair. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what, boy. No, I'm serious. If I was sitting where Justin Trudeau is sitting in the image here,
yes,
of course, headlining the story is a picture of the two of them. Their heads are about 24 inches apart.
Yes.
They're in their stately chairs in front of the stately fireplace, not looking very stately. Of course, Justin's head is leaning into President Obama's,
yes,
and President Obama is leaning into Justin, and they're looking at each other, and the biggest grin I have ever seen on President Obama's face. No, seriously, it's the biggest grin, like, by far.
Yes.
Like he looks like a caricature that somebody's photoshopped and widened his mouth like half a foot. That's. And we got that, and they're looking at each other. Yes. They're about 18 inches away. I'll tell you right now, I wish I was the Prime Minister of Canada sitting in that chair across from him.
Yes.
I would punch him so hard. And then get up and somehow blame it on Hillary. Yes, but yes, of course, now that things have gone over to the media, well, shit's all screwed up. Mm-hmm. That's right. They just can't get enough of that interracial man-on-man love. Yeah. Some idiot on Twitter yes, some stupid bitch named Mina says the Trudeau-Obama bromance was the bromance I never thought I needed, but I'm glad it exists. What does she mean by needed?
Yes.
So let me get this straight, Mina. Now, if I go out and get these two men,
Yes.
and I bring them into a studio set,
Yes.
and I light the sucker, I strike it up, I get the cameras rolling, and I get these two to bang each other. You know, every hole, no taboo.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, I know you want to get in on the three-way scene, but trust me, George, I'm always thinking. I've got you covered.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Absolutely, Louie. If you want to do a four-man, let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna video them, having gross, horrid homo sex, and I fully expect you to buy that, Mina. Another Twitter tweet idiot, Janelle Akwodu. Whoever the hell that is. She tweets, "No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hashtag True Obama." I understand bringing the story, but I don't understand why I have to read that shit. Well, the planned business involves, of course, diplomacy and discussions of things like clean energy. President Obama and Prime Minister Trudeau have been cracking jokes and sharing laughs. They even have an inside joke about a Donald Trump presidency. Keep laughing, boys. Less than a year. Less than a year. Yes, and Justin, it's going to be really hard for you to acclimate on the next state dinner, isn't it, dickwad? Well, every time we have a presidential election, our friends to the north have to brace for an exodus of Americans who swear they'll move to Canada if the guy from the other party wins, Obama said at a news conference. Obama, don't you know that's BS? They don't. No. You're not listening here to me. You think that, me having to be in the United States for 7 years before I can get a green card is bad. Americans going to Canada, you're looking at a 15-year wait. Yeah. So you see, that's how I know it's bullshit. And if there was these mass exoduses every time there's a new president, we'd have a hell of a lot more people than 30 million. So, yeah. What a tool. Yeah, well, the president himself acknowledged that Canada and the U.S. have a special relationship, so shouldn't the men who lead them have a special relationship? I don't know, kids. What do you think? Should they? Yeah, I didn't think so either. That's just all kinds of wrong, but all right. Yeah, we've woven together so deeply as societies, as economies, that it's sometimes easy to forget how truly remarkable our relationship is, Obama said during a joint press conference today. This guy really is ultimate stupid, yeah? I don't know. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Clue me in here. Obama is supposedly a graduate of Harvard.
Yes.
He knows that, we have all the same things in Canada.
Yes.
We've got McDonald's.
Yes.
We've got Bruce Springsteen, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
We've got everything you've got. We have Amazon. Yeah. Chevys, Dodge, geez. Well, anything else that could make us more American? Ford. We have a rodeos, for God's sake. Okay? Well, no, I'll have you know that rodeos aren't exactly a Canadian thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Most of that country is sitting under 6 feet of snow all year long. And clearly, with all the Canadian stereotypes, which are true.
Yes.
Well, except nowadays, because there's more Muslims than Canadians, but that's what I'm saying. We are American. I don't know what kind of smoke thing they're sucking on.
Yes.
And that's kind of bugged me all my life.
Yes.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, it's the same bloody thing. Why don't they just extend the border and call it a day? Yeah. Then they could just drive up to Alaska, right? It's so simple.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Well, it's called simplifying things so that there's not stupidity.
Yeah.
Right now, we're listening to a whole lot of stupidity. Well, as if it weren't already a match made in heaven, of course, even their wives enjoy each other's company. Well, at least that's what the Canadian one is making the American one think. Some doofus on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I really object to reading these, Biff. Some doofus on Twitter, Melissa Royal. She writes, Michelle Obama says Sophie Trudeau is like my soulmate right now. Hashtag squad goals. Hashtag PMJT in DC. Hashtag Trubama. Really? Sophie Trudeau, little frog. Yeah. Yeah, little frog and little Miss Obama there. Wannabe Oprah. Really, soulmates? I wouldn't go that far. Well, I just wouldn't. I mean, they're two completely different people coming from two completely different backgrounds.
Yes.
One was a slave. Oh, no? Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought Michelle Obama was a slave because, we're still 200 years later having to make reparations for it. I figured she must have been. And, of course, Sophie Trudeau.
Yes.
Well, how are they soulmates? She used to own slaves. I don't know. They must have a special kinship with the whip. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. There's your true Obama love romance story today. Yeah. Yeah. I just hate living. I just I'm serious. Just being surrounded by this kind of stupidity. I don't know. I'm thinking actually more and more. Now, this morning on Fox 11, of course, we did a story about Amazon.
Yes.
And apparently they're shaming their employees who steal from them by, of course, videotaping them stealing from them.
Yes.
And then playing it back for all the other employees going, don't let this be you. And I'm sitting there thinking
Yes.
Even said in the story, they're making like $7 an hour.
Yes.
Which is $2 less than I'm making.
Yes.
But, I'm sitting there actually thinking, geez, I think I'd rather go work at the Amazon warehouse with all the criminals. Than have to come into HTLA one more day and deal with idiots.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I used to, for the most part, take a lot of pride in our idiots because, they would bring us some comedic gold and some radio gold you just wouldn't get anywhere else because they're idiots. But yeah, I don't know. It's just lately it's been wearing on me.
Yes.
And well, you guys help a lot.
Yes.
George and Gilbert and Louie, you're like my sane chain. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, you guys are like brothers to me. I mean, Christ, what's the word?
Well, I'll charge you for my dictionary service.
Yes, capitalist pigs. That's it. Thanks, George. All right, that's good.
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, yeah, you always want money. Well, moving on. Of course, we've got a little Ted Cruz news.
Yes.
Yes. What day is it today? Thursday. Wow.
Yes.
Republicans are facing off in the Miami debate, apparently. Yes, they are. Coral Gables, Florida. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and John Kasich are gathering at the University of Miami tonight for their 12th debate ahead of next week's primaries in Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, and Ohio. With Rubio and Kasich each facing must-win contests in their home states, it's possible this will be the last time you will see those four candidates debate on stage. Well, thank Christ. Hurry up. Just wheedle them away. Well, we have the highlights here for you. All times quoted are Eastern at 9:36 tonight. Trump says that contrary to critics' claims, he's a Republican, though he thinks the party should back tougher trade deals. It says trade deals are absolutely killing our country. Cruz says Trump is right about the problems with trade, but wrong about the solutions. Oh, yeah. Tell the deal maker that. See, this is the stupidity I'm talking about. That Donald Trump, if nothing else, is like, if there was like a world championship of deal making, he'd be the gold winner. Well, I'm Ted Cruz. And I'm going to say that he's just bad solutions. He doesn't know how to make a deal. And then I'm sitting here realizing that I'm reading these words.
Yes.
And realizing just how stupid that is. Cruz says his proposed tariffs on foreign goods amount to a tax that will drive up U.S. prices and cut off American exports. How would you know, idiot? That's like me commenting on nuclear physics. Well, of course, Donald Trump says he's proposing a threat, not a tariff or threat. The goal is to get the U.S. products into places like China, not the other freaking way around.
Yes.
Cruz responds by telling voters, quote, "You're paying the tax. China is not paying the tax." Well, idiot, he's not in the White House yet. When he's in the White House, not only are you going to see China paying the tax, you're also going to see American flags made in the USA. I couldn't believe it. It was last week, I think it was. Yeah, just last week.
Yes.
I went on Amazon.com and I went to purchase an American flag.
Yes.
And I didn't want any of those cheap freaking China pieces of shit.
Yes.
No, I didn't want any of those. So I knew what I want.
Yes.
And what I want was an actual embroidered, handmade American flag that was made in the USA.
Yes.
So I check a couple out.
Yes.
They say they are embroidered, but you actually look at the images of the product, and of course they're not. And then you go down and you see the customer reviews, and they're like, "This is silk screen shit from China." Right? So whatever. I'm humming along. I'm humming along, going through, and I finally find, and it is Amazon Prime.
Yes.
I finally find an actual, what was it, 5 foot by 7 foot, I believe.
Yes.
American flag, hand sewn, embroidered stars and whatnot stuck on there.
Yes.
And it's an actual, true American flag made in Milwaukee.
Yes.
So, and I'm reading the reports on this flag from the customers there, the customer reviews. The thing's got 5.5 stars if it could. There's not a single person on there who said anything bad about it.
Yes.
Everybody was giving 4 stars and up, and it only goes to 5.
Yes.
So I'm like, boom, that's the one for me.
Yes.
Instead of the $29.95 Chinese equivalent, yes, this one did cost me $187. But of course, it was free 2-day shipping.
Yes.
And it got here in 2 days free.
Yes.
And so I opened the thing up.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, baby. So I get the thing. I open it up. It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's everything I envision, every dead U.S. Marine's mom getting, So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to hang this sucker with pride. In fact, I wanted to actually put it on the set here in Studio 2.
Yes.
Kate told me no. Yeah. Can you figure that one out? There's Kate, an American, telling a Canadian that he can't hang a 5 foot by 7 foot American flag on the studio wall in an American studio in America. Yeah. And, of course, I'd say she's infringing on my rights, but I'm still Canadian for another year. I don't have those rights yet, but God damn it, America, when I get them. Oh, yeah. Well, 935, Kasich says that he can have Social Security without raising a retirement age, but by innovating the program. Well, good thing, John, you're almost there. Trump says Cruz changed his stance on ethanol during the Iowa campaign, but Cruz responds by saying Trump is a creature of Washington, while he has been fighting the D.C. special interest. Ted Cruz. Number one, sir, you're Canadian too. Number one, you're Canadian too. Number two, yes, creature of Washington, Donald Trump isn't. In fact, he's almost hardly never been there. Maybe go pick up Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal. Read it. Check it out. How about Donald's new book there? What is it? Make America Great Again? Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Hell, just go to Trump Tower and just read the brochure in the lobby. Yeah. Washington, what? He doesn't go there. He doesn't like it there. He's never been there. Ted Cruz. Well, of course, what am I saying? I mean, again, I'm going to refer to this Ted Cruz promo that we got this past Monday morning.
Yes.
To the studio here, and we're asked to play it the hell out of it.
Yes.
Apparently, this promo is the final promo that anybody's going to get of Ted Cruz and his campaign, because according to Ted Cruz, this is the one that is going to put him in the White House. Yeah. So without any further ado, Biff, let's roll that. Yeah.
And now a message from Canadian and presidential candidate Ted Cruz.
I'd like to stick garden gnomes in this building.
I guess you would.
Oh, hi. Death will find you soon. Not sure you'll be remembered. You're the devil. A little boy has like 1,000 freckles, and everybody's all, ooh, like there's goobers on his bod. I'm done listening. Ted's always kind of freaky. He eats hair, human hair. He's the first one to say, let's go out and eat hair. It's wonderful now and again. See? Here. If there's one thing our country doesn't need more of, it's goose diarrhea. I heard you got orange rugs here.
That's a lie.
Hey, could you cut me a rug here?
A rug?
Yeah, an orange one.
No, we don't make them.
I know. This one's a classic. Jordan the Centipede taught me a card trick. Thank you. You got happy cheer. Ooh, look. I went down to the summer camp and took a can of gasoline.
Don't light the cabins on fire.
I wish I couldn't, but it's too late.
Oh, doesn't that mean you go to jail?
No, because I ran away. I just love to twerk. Holla, 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 holla. I've been testing out some new campaign slogans that are a little less obvious. I need a bogle for the glotch. Stop Volution. Your face isn't my face. That old man just took your spork. If you want boyfriend time, then you must be a girlfriend. I hate pervy records. I want to use that. I made a hole and then barfed on the beach. I made a hole and then barfed on the beach. I made a hole and then barfed on the beach. This great nation's like a pork pie. Juicy America. Gabe? Hey, who hates cigarettes?
I do.
Hooray for you. You know, originally Heidi wanted to marry a different fella. She wanted Herbert Spinecki.
Yeah, he was into football. Herbert was beautiful. He was just always very open and sensuous with me, you know? Like on the weekend, he'd bring fruit and lay by the fire with me and tell me I looked like a French model.
What? Why did you even tell them that?
He's still a really close friend, the Spinecki. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. He's in the kitchen right now.
Wait, he's here?
Mm-hmm.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean? Yeah, whatever. At least I know she's mine. I don't want to ask who the baby daddy. I need a bogle for the glotch.
Don't make us kiss now.
No, the bogle for the glotch, that's going to get him in the White House. Yeah. Well, and the other thing, you know, now Rubio disputes Trump's claim that he can save Social Security by cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from, well, of course, the budget.
Yes.
Well, the numbers didn't add up, Rubio said. Fraud is not enough. Okay, well, let's let the magical crash show.
Yes.
Steer everyone in the direction of Glenn Woods and the boldrepublic.com. Now, this is Glenn Woods.
Yes.
Formerly a Florida boy.
Yes.
You know, been in radio all his life.
Yes.
30 years or so now. Now he does his own thing because I don't know, nobody else will have him. Anyway, Glenn Woods, it was about 3-4 weeks ago.
Yes.
On his show there, Bold Republic. I encourage everybody to listen to it because it's like this show, except it's got, you know, important information in it. But if you listen to his show about 3-4 weeks ago there,
yes.
he did a show, and it was just going through the 2015 U.S. budget.
Yes.
And he was doing the math. You know, I'm sorry, Rubio can't do the math, but Glenn Woods from Gillette, Wyoming can do the math. Yes. just going down the list in like 20 minutes of his show that day.
Yes.
He isolated like $500 billion that he would not waste if he was president. So if he's not going to waste that, if the guy from Gillette, Wyoming can figure it out.
Yes.
I do not know why everybody else, it seems, in the free-thinking world can't. Now, Trump is pressed about his claim that he can reduce waste, fraud, and abuse, of course, something many politicians have pledged to do. Trump talks about foreign aid. Well, yeah, that'd be one of the other things that Glenn Woods didn't mention.
Yes.
We'll cut foreign aid to everybody. Yeah. No, don't you mark my words?
Yes.
When Trump's in office there, all of the allies of this country are going to suddenly be given an invoice for any military or foreign aid they want. Sorry. No, seriously. Sorry. That's just too bad. We got to take care of stuff on this porch first. And you see, he knows this, but all the other politicians, of course, know it too, but they don't care. They're in somebody's pocket. So anyway, I would love to go on with this because this is fun, but the only Biff Henderson is telling me it is time to go for our first commercial break. Don't you worry, when we come back, of course, we do have Brock Favors with your traffic. We got Dick Gently with your weather. And I'm sure we've got something else equally as exciting.
Yes.
Yes. So go refill that coffee or whatever you're going to do. I'm going to make Biff go get mine. And we'll meet you all back here in just a little over 2 minutes. Hang on.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash. Jesus. Crash. Jesus. Crash Jesus? Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the best part was the shower. My wife drying herself in the Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain.
Defined the whole vacation for her.
Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Batten down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
I'll have the new turkey and bacon guacamole on Italian bread.
Sure thing.
Oven roasted turkey. Oh, so crispy bacon. Blended perfectly with guacamole made from Haas avocados. Just a hint of jalapeno. It truly is heaven on Italian bread.
So you've had it before?
Yeah. A couple of times.
What he's having.
Fall in love with the big-time flavor of the new Subway Turkey and Bacon Guacamole. All your favorites in one amazing sandwich. Subway, eat fresh.
A recent study shows that blind people are having a hard time hearing the all-new electric cars like the Nissan Leaf and the Chevy Volt. As a result, the blind run the risk of being run over while attempting to cross the street.
That's horrible.
Yes, it is. And you don't want to kill blind people, do you?
No, I bought my car to help save the planet.
But now you're killing blind people.
Well, not yet I haven't. I just wanted to save the squirrels.
Well, given a choice, what would you rather run over? A blind person or a squirrel?
Well, a squirrel, I suppose.
Well, then forget that electric car. Go buy a big, noisy, gas-guzzling SUV so those blind people can hear you coming. Screw the squirrels.
I'm going out to buy one right now.
This message brought to you by SUVs to Save the Blind. You're listening to Coffee
They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
and Cigarettes.
Share my cigarette with her. Yeah, I fucked her every Wednesday evening.
With Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
I remember when I auditioned for the part of basically the Jew behind the desk in Beverly Hills Cop 2 with Eddie Murphy. I remember thinking, they're not going to give this to me.
Oh, of course they will. What are you talking about? They could still call. No. Yeah, you have to understand, Gilbert. You know,
Yes.
just because they never called you.
Yes.
They went and did the movie.
Yes.
And they went and released the movie.
Yes.
and now it's, 20 years later. You know. You know, don't let that get you down. They can still call you. You know.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Well, you know, if I can give one more person in this world some hope for the future, I will do it. Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, I know. I'm usually a callous son of a bitch, but
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
Yes.
Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't have an eye.
You know, I don't know what it is, but I just can't hear that story enough. Yeah. Well, hey, gang, welcome back to the big show. Yes, your coffee and cigarettes, and it is Thor Thursday. My God, I've just actually managed to blow up my HAS 30 Elix Pro headphone. Welcome back to the show, gang. And of course, HTLA Radio 1, New York's Best Talk, bringing it to you. Get on over to newyorksbesttalk.com. It's the website where all of this garbage originates. Wow. Yes, so any of you special forces teams out there that have been, of course, tasked by the president, yes, Justin Trudeau's lover, any of you special forces, Delta, SEAL Team 6, 2, and 4, also Delta Teams 1, 3, and 5, listen up. Now the garbage level in America has gotten to such a critical point now.
Yes.
And of course, the source of it all is NewYorksBestTalk.com. So. So I'd advise all the special forces teams that have been ordered there by the old Obama. Get your best hackers on it. Get on over to New York's Best Talk. Get that site down. That is the source. Yeah. And of course, HTLA's First Lady, Devlon Crawford, of course, in the Spreaker.com live feed tonight.
Yes.
And of course, she's, we know the audio is good tonight because we tested it. Yeah. Let's double check there, Biff. Coming back after our commercial segment, let's see how we're sounding this segment. We know the audio is good tonight because we tested it. There we go. Yeah. All right. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. So it's good, and she's in there now. What a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
I stopped having. Usually, what happens when we put out our shows?
Yes.
We'll give you the rundown.
Yes.
Usually what happens, first of all, we go to the Spreaker because that is the number one feed platform. Why, I don't know. Now we get the Spreaker feed ready to go.
Yes.
And then we go over to Pandora with that interface and get that one ready to go.
Yes.
Then we go to where do we go next? Right, Google Plus. Now we're doing the Google Plus thing every bloody night.
Yes.
And so we've got all these things, and
yes,
that's all pre-show stuff, and Biff does that. And what we used to do,
yes,
just up until I don't know, beginning of last week, I think it was, we used to tag like 50 or 60 of the people who like listening to the show all the time.
Yes.
And we built that list of 50 or 60 people up actually over the last 3 or so years.
Yes.
And how we did that is we just tagged random people and see if they liked it or unfriended us. Well, we did it over the years.
Yes.
We built it up to 50 or 60 whole people.
Yes.
And we put it out to them every night.
Yes.
And of course, Devlon is sitting in the live Spreaker feed right now with perfect audio, I might add. And she's all alone because, well, at the beginning of last week, I made a judgment call, and why are we having these people work so hard to tag all this stuff just for people to unfriend and block us? So I made a call.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, well, now we're on the Google Plus thing too.
Yes.
And it's like, it's way too much more work because now the people that are doing the sharing out of the show and whatnot here just before we go live.
Yes.
Now we're tasking them with, oh, well, here's this new platform, the video platform. Go and play with that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was getting a little much, but we thought, okay, well, hey, let's we're big time now. We're on Google Plus, So I just said to Biff, I said, don't worry about it anymore.
Yes.
I'm more concerned that we've got all our checks and balances here at Studio to 100%, and that the quality that we're putting out, we absolutely cannot be blamed for, except if it's awesome.
Yes.
So I made the call. Okay, don't worry about tagging it. I said, just put it out on my feed because, of course, Biff is in my Facebook right now.
Yes.
While I do this, and of course, he chats up the ladies. So Kate, when you see all these messages back and forth with all these lonely women, it's Biff. Yeah. But anyway, he's on the Facebook. He's on the Google Plus thing there, and he was going nuts sharing the bloody thing out, to 50, 60 different groups and pages.
Yeah.
All right, so we just made a judgment call. We're like, screw it, don't do any of those 56 lovers of the show anymore, and try and stick anybody else. Just don't tag anybody anymore, and then the ones that they'll come.
Yes.
Right? Well, of course. It's been about the loneliest 2 weeks in HTLA history. And I guess fair enough.
Yes.
You know, with the level of HTLA listener that we seek. You know, we seek that higher level. We don't want idiots listening.
Yes.
You know, but with that higher level comes, you know, smaller numbers. And our advertisers kind of don't like it. But, you know, we do, because we know that we're going out to people who are actually intelligent enough to form a complete sentence without, I don't know, using words like axe. Yeah. But
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you, with your Shakespearean background, really appreciate axe in a question, George. But anyway, Devlon, she's here and she's listening and everything's fine. And so, yeah, I'm going to re-establish our efforts to get Devlon more internet friends. And she says, "How is Miss Kate?"
Yes.
Well, Miss Kate is, man, I'll tell you, it's been a hairy couple of weeks. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about her legs. No, the end of heaven and earth could come.
Yes.
That woman is going to be like pristinely ready for anything. So, yeah. No, but it's been hairy. Of course, we
Yes.
A couple of weeks back there, we lost a baby that we were going for, and you know, I kind of chalk it up to, you know, the odds in Atlantic City, but this was especially an emotional time for her.
Yes.
And you know, me, I was like, damn, is it time to do the show yet? Well, you know, that might sound a little callous.
Yes.
But really, I've got 8 kids. You know, I have 8 of them already. This one kind of was formed in a little sack-like thing that was the width of my pinky finger.
Yes.
I don't know what maybe it's a man thing.
Yes.
You know, maybe men don't attach to babies until they're like 27. You know? But unfortunately, Kate's had, well, somewhat of a greater problem with things. And,
Yes.
She's slugging through. She's a fighter like she always was, especially that time that girl tried to pick me up in the bar. I think that girl is still in speech therapy. Yeah, it didn't work out for her. But no, Kate's a fighter.
Yes.
She's got it together, and now she's in that. I don't know what stage of grief it is.
Yes.
There's the I don't know, the grief stage.
Yes.
And then there's the, oh my God, I'm going to die stage. And then there's just that silent staring at the wall stage, like you don't know if she's going to kill you, herself, or somebody else.
Yeah.
But she's past those stages now.
Yes.
And she's onto the stage where she's throwing her entire existence and being into work and Tristan.
Yes.
So, of course, Tristan has a brand new Cadillac. And she got him a gold crown.
Yeah.
With the Swarovski crystals in it. So he and her are doing pretty good now.
Yes.
And of course she's throwing herself into writing. She got a novel coming out. I think she put out the on Facebook today. She put out the prologue.
Yes.
And she's got that going on. She's got the Feminism's Truth book.
Yes.
Which she's beaten several women to death with it. Yes, Devlon says it's the kick-ass stage now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the kick-ass stage, so she's kicking ass and taking names, and of course, Yeah, and that's why now I'm on the night crew here with HTLA and you folks.
Yes.
And I'm also up at the crack of ass doing the morning stuff now. Yeah. So again, just a reminder for some of you folks, maybe just tuning in. The first segment there, we talked about my tiredness level.
Yes.
When I actually sat here and figured it out, I've had about 9 hours sleep this week. So bear with me, and I look forward again to joining you all on Fox 11 mornings. Man, it's fun. Well, and the terrible thing is, too, is Monday and Tuesday this week. Of course, it had to be this week.
Yes.
Yeah. Monday and Tuesday this week, Kate wasn't even around for the morning stuff, so I had to do it all. Yeah. Well, I guess it's part of that kick-ass stage.
Yes.
You know, you decide, oh, geez, well, we're going to take the station in this direction, that direction, and that direction right now, let's go. And so she had corporate meetings all day Monday.
Yes.
And most of the day Tuesday and into the evening. Well, I think the dinner was a little...
Yes.
But anyway, she you know, I haven't really seen her all that much this week.
Yes.
But she's been out making deals and wheeling and dealing. The sales team is in effect now. We've got we got a sales team out there pounding the bricks or whatever the hell they do. But yeah, there's like 20 new employees at HTLA here. I don't even know half of them. And, well, certainly you can tell I didn't do the hiring. They're not all 20 and blonde. So, no, we even got an East Indian guy. Yeah, I said to Kate, what's that? Our call center manager in India? Yeah? Thank you for calling HTLA. How can I help you today?
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
One moment, sir. I'll get you the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we got an East Indian guy.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a Chinese lady.
Yes.
And well, there is actually two beautiful women that whoever hired. I'm assuming it's Kate.
Yes.
And one's a blonde, one's a brunette, and yes, I have taken note of their names. But enough about that. Kate Devlon is going to be just fine, I think. Just needs another 16 or 17 years. Yeah. So we're gonna. And as always, I'll be there for her because that's how I roll.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, I know. You think I'm a womanizing pig, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess in reality I am.
Yes.
But hey, I finally found one that'll put up with my shit. There you go. Well, anyway, gang, we got to move on. But before we move on, I think it's time for the Dirty Bottom Boys to pay homage to my first ex-wife. You know the one, Biffy.
Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Oh, baby, sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Oh, baby, sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good.
Oh, baby.
I've been inclined to believe they never would. Oh, no. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline, I believe they never could. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline, I believe they never could.
We just need the gold neck chains. That's what you know, I need them. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. Let's get on with things, shall we? We've got some reports in indicating a wounded warrior execs have been ousted. The board of one of the nation's premier veterans advocacy groups has fired the two top executives, according to CBS News tonight. The 12-year-old organization, founded in Roanoke, Virginia, now based in Jacksonville, Florida, seeks the public's help in aiding wounded service members. Apparently, that's what they say. Well, of course, those representatives for the Wounded Warrior Project could not be reached, but CBS reports the Chief Executive Officer, Stephen Nardizzi, and a Chief Operating Officer, Al Giordano, were fired in the wake of criticisms about how the organization was spending more than $800 million raised in private donations over the past 4 years that seemed to be helping not one soldier. Yeah, and of course, all those conspiracy theorists out there,
yes.
Wayne S. Pierce.
Yes.
Yeah, Christiane Hall. Let's not forget everybody's favorite football coach, Alex Jones. Of course, all of those guys,
yes.
Every single one of them claim to be with the vets. We're with the vets. I'm telling you. And every single one of those boys and girls on their websites, oh, we support Wounded Warrior. Yeah, you really. Well, you freaks, I submit you support Satan. You see, and that's why all of us at HTLA here,
yes.
We've had many opportunities to partner with some of these, the Wounded Warriors, of course.
Yes.
We actually had a man show back in 2012, and some HTLA listeners will remember it. It was called True North.
Yes.
And stupidest effing name I've ever heard of for a show, but we had these guys approach us.
Yes.
And they were all three of them were military veterans. So
yes,
you know, you're thinking things like honor and integrity.
Yes.
Lying, useless scumbags. Seriously, these three guys, two of them were U.S. Army.
Yes.
And one of them was, I believe, a U.S. Marine.
Yes.
And the Dan, wow, what a frickin' wow. Anyway, they came along with this other chick named Jill Trammell.
Yes.
Yeah. And oh, yeah, I'm naming names because everything I'm saying is the absolute God's honest truth. So Biff is telling me in the headphones, he's like, Crash Man, maybe you don't want to be saying the name.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, try this on, Biff. Jill Trammell. Yeah, they represented the Wounded Warriors. Yeah. Yes, they did. And they still do. Go look at their websites.
Yes.
And a number of other of these sketchy veterans. Oh, we're here to help them bullshit groups.
Yes.
Yeah, about as much as the VA. Yeah. That's another thing that Donald Trump's going to be cleaning house on, folks. So beware.
Yes.
Anyway, they were tied in with this Jill Trammell chick.
Yes.
Apparently another lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm a lawyer. No, you're a blonde chick that sleazes around all these events, drinking too much wine on the air. Oh, yes, Jill Trammell. I said Jill Trammell. And I would tell you the names of the other three idiots, but
yes, I
can't remember them. Whatever. Anyway, these three guys and this Jill Trammell chick,
yes,
they came to us with a show idea.
Yes.
They wanted to do a show that was specifically by veterans for veterans.
Yes.
We at HTLA are actually behind our veterans. So I'm like, yeah, why not? It's a good idea.
Yes.
Kate was on board.
Yes.
So what did they spring on us though? Well, we want to do the first show live from SHOT Show in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And so we're seeing okay, well, when is that?
Yes.
Yeah. 3 days. Okay, guys. Well, we don't even have a name for the show.
Yes.
We don't have a format.
Yes.
We don't have any commercials lined up.
Yes.
We don't have the intro and outro themes.
Yes.
We don't have any idea which one of you is going to be doing what where. You know. We're professionals. We don't work like that.
Yes.
So, so what did we do? We turned around like the frickin' idiots we are.
Yes.
We came up with the whole show concept for them,
yes,
the whole show format for them. We put it all together. We had a remote in Las Vegas. 3 days later, boom, they did their live show from SHOT Show, and Jill Trammell was drunk. And the production side actually came off.
Yes.
Because, of course, we're professionals.
Yes.
They did another 4 shows with us. Then they effed off and continued the show on their own. So, in other words, it was just a big, well, teach us how to freaking be awesome, and then we'll go and do it ourselves. Well, let me say this. In 2016 now, as HTLA continues to grow, continues to build.
Yes.
Continues to get bigger and bigger with more money.
Yes.
Mark my words, boys and girl. Yes, we are remembering the legal team. Yeah, because, of course, they're still running that piece of shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're all tied in with that. The Alex Jones and InfoWars, they're all wounded warrior dickheads.
Yes.
You better get all that crap off your website, boys and girls, because it's not looking so good for you. Well, of course, CBS found that organization was spending 50 to 60% on overhead, apparently, while veterans charities spend 10 to 15%. Well, real ones, that is.
Yes.
One member of the U.S. Army told CBS that he quit working with the organization after 2 years in 2014 when he discovered lavish spending and catered parties not for vets.
Yes.
See, and that would be it. You know,
Yes.
like I say, with HTLA here, you know, the only thing over our 6 years that we have found that is credible and worth associating ourselves with, and we have and we do, and we love Katie Smith over at the Veterans Radio Network.
Yes.
Yes, go to veteransradionetwork.com. That's where you hear all the shows that get broadcast all across all the military bases around the world. And we're very honored to have them rebroadcast us for them. But that's it. You know, there's no secret money changing hands.
Yes.
There's no bullshit, and you know, we're spreading this joy throughout all military bases around the world. That's what I'm talking about, gents.
Yeah.
Well, going to a nice fancy restaurant is not team building. U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Eric Metal told CBS News, staying at lavish hotels at the beach here in Jacksonville and requiring staff that lives in the area to stay at the hotel, that's not team building. The group, of course, could not be reached via telephone or email tonight. Biff tried his ass off.
Yes.
The new charity organization, Charity Navigator, rates the Wounded Warrior Project 2 stars out of 5 when it comes to finances. The organization in fiscal year 2014 was putting 60% of its funds towards programs unknown to the public.
Yes.
34% was towards fundraising, you know, to keep that money coming in. And a whopping, and I'm not even kidding here,
yes,
6.1% of their total $800 million budget was actually spent on, well, at least something sort of for the troops, the administration and staff that the troops can talk to and get told no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
It's your actions. I just put them everywhere. And, you know, if you think that story was bad,
yes,
well, I've got a worse one.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Of course, what I'm talking about, Oreo cookie in White House hopefuls crosshairs over outsourcing. That's right. Chicago's Nabisco, maker of the iconic cream-filled Oreo, has proudly touted itself as the maker of America's favorite cookie, now made in Shanghai. Really? Oreos are made in Shanghai? Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, I leave Canada in 2010.
Yes.
I leave behind Hawkins Cheesies. You know. No, you have no idea, Gilbert.
Yes.
You have not had a tasty, crunchy cheese snack until you've had a Hawkins Cheesy. Yeah. No, it's true, and there is some on Amazon.
Yes,
and I went and we ordered those, and when they finally got here, I think they've been sitting in storage for like a year and a half. But thankfully, I have a mother that really cares about me.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not my real one. She doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, there's another fine piece of work there, Roberta. Yes, I had to leave home at 14 because it was like living under Stalin. Yeah. But anyway, no, my real mom, the one, the only Phyllis Griffiths, of course. Actually, it's my best friend's mom, but whatever. Still more of a mom than my own. Anyway, Phyllis, what was it, 2-3 years ago?
Yes.
She sent me one of these big multi-packs of them, and they were fresh. I can't get enough Hawkins cheesies, I'm telling you. In fact, if Hawkins had any interest at all in coming to the United States, man, they would be all over NewYorksBestHawk.com advertising. They would. Yeah, no, seriously, we'd totally do that for free.
Yes.
Yeah, so if anybody from Hawkins is listening, yeah, we got your number right here. But anyway, I gave up Hawkins cheesies in 2010 to come down here. Well, okay, I got a wife too. But,
yes.
I come down here for some of the American classics.
Yes.
The stuff you can't get in Canada, like real diner food. You know? So, some of the hamburger joints I've been to in New Jersey,
yes,
just freaking stellar. Yeah, absolutely every bit stellar. I've had orgasms about them, but it was a heavy price to pay.
Yes,
losing out on Hawkins cheesies. And Mom, if you're listening, she usually does. My birthday is coming up in October. But anyway, you come here and you give all that up, and and now Nabisco making Oreos in Shanghai. I tell you, man, if I have to go to Saigon for a good diner burger, I'm out.
Yes.
Well, in the midst, of course, of a heated presidential race, the company, a division of the global snack behemoth Mondelez International, andale. Really? Nabisco is owned by somebody called Mondelez International?
Yes.
Whose money can be tracked back to drug cartels in South America? Really? Huh. Okay. Well, enjoy those Oreos, America. Yeah. Well, they've reaped more than $30 billion in revenue last year alone, finding itself in the crosshairs of 3 White House hopefuls who have criticized the company for its plans to lay off hundreds of workers in Chicago as operations move full-time to Shanghai. Yeah. Well, the company, which has also marketed the Oreo with the world's favorite cookie, will begin laying off 6,000 workers in its Chicago bakery March 21st. The cuts come as Mondelez shifts work to 4 new cookie and cracker factories in, Saigon and Mexico. Yeah. A $130 million investment made not in this country. Good job. Well, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders' campaign have pointed out to the move, of course, which company says will save it $46 million annually. Yeah, probably will, but you ain't going to be doing business in America, dick. But they've pointed it out as being emblematic of the problem of big corporations offshoring American jobs. Pointed criticism of Nabisco by Clinton, Sanders, and Trump comes as all 3 candidates have put greater emphasis on the trade issues as they attempt to make their cases in blue-collar workers ahead of Tuesday's primaries in the manufacturing-heavy Illinois and Ohio. Well, they used to be in 1972.
Yes.
Well, for months, the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump has knocked the decision by the company, which has baked goods and crackers at a mammoth facility in Chicago's southwest side since the early 1950s. Trump, who once served as a pitchman for the Oreo brand, vowed to boycott the cookie because of the company's decision. And oh, you wait, when he gets into office, he is going to tax the living shit out of them. Yes, he is. And Clinton in recent days has singled out Nabisco as on the stump, of course, when critiquing corporate America. In 1993, the company was promised nearly $90 million in tax incentives and subsidies after it agreed to remain in Chicago and pass up a chance to move to Mexico. The government incentives won by the food and tobacco giant RJR Nabisco, which was one of the forerunners to Mondelez, has buttressed the criticism by Trump, Clinton, and Sanders campaigns. Seems to me if you take $1 from the government for anything, being a private company,
yes,
you need to do that under an agreement that these kind of things won't happen. Well, seriously, why do these companies get bailed out?
Yes.
Let's say, okay, well, the end of 2014, HTLA had a shortfall of 39% of ad sales. We weren't in the black. We were in the red.
Yes.
How come we couldn't go to Obama and say, hey, over here, chuck some? You certainly can't call Nabisco cookies an essential service.
Yes.
But, folks, we put out the news here. This is, this is important stuff. Well, when a company decides to leave the Nabisco, of course, is like they have gotten tax benefits from Chicago and Illinois to stay there. I will claw back the benefits Clinton vowed in a debate in Flint, Michigan last week. They will have to pay them back if they're leaving a place that actually invested in them. Oh, really? Did you take that from, I don't know, Donald Trump's script, Hillary? Yeah. Well, CEO Irene Rosenfeld appeared on a forum today, sponsored by The Economist, as dozens of Chicago factory workers protested outside the event and encouraged passersby to buy only Nabisco snacks made in the USA. Yeah, like anybody in the store has got time to do that.
Yes.
Now, Rosenfeld did not address the protests or the criticism from presidential candidates during the forum. The company declined to make her available for comment. Mondelez says the candidates are inaccurately suggesting that they are leaving Chicago. The company will still have about 600 workers and, maximize everything in all these other foreign countries. We'll just keep these token people here to sit around and talk about the weather. Just so we can fly under the radar. Now, the company says it has considered building new factory lines in Chicago, but we opted out because of the $46 million cost gap between doing that in Chicago and, Salinas, Mexico, and Saigon.
Yes.
Lori Guzzanati, a spokeswoman for Mondelez, says the Chicago Nabisco Bakery will continue to be one of the company's largest facilities in terms of number of employees. So, 6,000 down to 600.
Yeah.
Yes, but the famous cookie will also continue to be made at U.S. facilities in New Jersey, Oregon, and Virginia. Beyond the U.S. and Mexico and Saigon, Oreos are made in 16 other countries for sale in international markets. Yes, because we need the Muslims in Syria to eat Oreos. I don't know if they're spread that wide all over the world.
Yes.
Come on, Hawkins Cheesies. If Oreos can globalize, I think you can too. Well, even if the investment would have been made in Chicago, there would have been an impact to positions at the bakery. Guznati said the company would have cut about 300 workers because the new factory lines are more efficient than the current ones and require fewer workers to operate, she said. Oh, really? Then what's with the 12,000 Mexicans you just hired to work at the factory? Oh, that's right. They work for 24 cents a day.
Yes.
Oh, see, what was I thinking? Nate Zeff, an organizer for the Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco Workers, and Grain Millers Union, said that the call by Mondelez, which paid $21 million to Rosenfeld, the company's CEO, last year for $46 million in concessions from workers, was seen as a slap in the face. You don't say.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a profound effect, or it's going to have a profound effect on the local economy here, Zeff said. Of the impending layoffs, we're talking about 600 jobs. It's not just those 600 families who are going to be deeply affected. That's millions of dollars that's going to be stripped away from the entire economy here. To be certain, White House hopefuls hammering big corporations for sending jobs overseas is hardly new. In this 2012 re-election effort, of course, President Obama's campaign derided Mitt Romney as the outsourcer in chief because the private equity company he founded, Bain Capital, owned companies that sent jobs to China, India, and other countries. Well, John Kerry, in his unsuccessful 2004 campaign, colorfully promised to repeal every benefit, every loophole, and every reward that entices any Benedict Arnold company or CEO to take money or jobs overseas. Wow, they've been saying this for almost decades. Independent candidate Ross Perot famously predicted in 1992 a giant sucking sound of jobs flowing into Mexico and other countries if his Democratic and Republican rivals got their way and passed the North American Free Trade Agreement. Bill Clinton signed the trade agreement into law in 1993. Well, Ross Perot was actually the author of that.
Yes.
And if you're on the Canadian or Mexican side of that agreement,
yes,
it's not so nice over there. But the debate over trade has reached a fevered pitch unseen in previous campaigns, according to analysis. Trump, who has taken aim at the Indianapolis-based air conditioner manufacturer Carrier and the Ford Motor Company for outsourcing jobs to Mexico, has vowed to put every trade deal on the table for renegotiation. And if they don't like it, they're fired.
Yes.
Sanders lashed out against the race to the bottom policies that he says force American workers to compete against low-wage workers overseas. Clinton, who backed the stalled Trans-Pacific Partnership and as Obama's Secretary of State, backed away from it once she became a White House candidate because, well, she would lose. As she is going to anyway. Well, the rhetoric isn't new, but it's a lot more intense this time, says Gary Hofbauer, a senior fellow at the Peterson Institute for International Economics. And you have a surprising unanimity of top candidates that I would call for the anti-trade, anti-foreign investment rhetoric, which they talk about, of course, Nabisco falling into. For the 277 workers already notified they're losing their jobs in the first wave of layoffs March 21st, the news has been difficult to swallow. Almost as difficult as an Oreo with no milk. Yeah, Michael Smith, 58 years old, joined the company more than 4 years ago after he was laid off from a job at DHL. The $25 an hour job at the Chicago Nabisco plant afforded him the trappings of a middle-class life, the ability to keep up with the mortgage in a tidy suburban subdivision, helps his youngest daughter pay for college, and eat out once a week with his wife. God, sure would be nice. I'd love to do that. Eat out the wife once a week?
Yes.
What am I saying? I do that every night. That's right, America. I don't have much on minimum wage.
Yes.
But I got the girls. Well, there are multiple generations that have facilitated the making of this product, says Smith, who has made Belvita breakfast biscuits, honey-made Honey Grahams, and Oreos during his years working the graveyard shift at the company. You got nearly 60 or 70 years of this being manufactured right here in this community. And then to take the revenue and yank it away and suck out the very lifeblood of the community and people, I think it's very disheartening. Yeah, that's what he meant to say.
Yes.
You want your employer to be profitable or else you don't have a job, added Leonard Aiello, 57, who learned that he'll lose his job in the first wave of layoffs. But in the same sense, there should be some loyalty from the company. Union officials still hope Mondelez executives give heed to the criticism leading contenders for the White House have thrown at the company to reconsider their position. Actually, if you look at the numbers, it's not leading contenders for the White House. It's, well, Donald Trump and a couple who aren't even in it. Well, I think it's great that the candidates, what they've been saying, of course, but we also need them to do something about it, Zeph said. Take some action. Well, you know what, Zeph? Why don't you grab a brain, wait till he gets elected, then watch him go. I love all these people that criticize Trump.
Yes.
They criticize him for stuff that he can't do yet because he's not in office. Oh, well, where are you going to get the money? How are you going to do it?
Yes.
First rule of business, if I tell you how I'm going to do it before I do it, you'll go do it, and I won't have done it. I'm not going to tell you, but I am going to tell you what I'm going to do, but not how I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do. You don't like it too bad.
Yes.
The whole thing is just stupid. Well, moving on tonight, a worker killed in shooting at Cummins facility in Seymour, Indiana. 2 men have been fatally shot in an apparent murder-suicide at the engine maker's technical center in southern Indiana, police in Seymour, Indiana said today. Seymour Police Chief Bill Abbott says that the shooting at the Cummins Incorporated Technical Center took place shortly after 8:30 this morning on the second floor of the building. When police arrived, they found both men in the conference room, Abbott said. Initial reports indicate that the 2 to the 4 shots were fired. It's unclear whether anyone else was in the room when the shooting took place, but no other injuries were reported. Police identified the dead as Ward R. Edwards, 49, of Columbus, and King Chen. Yes, King Chen, 37, of Seymour. Investigators have learned that Edwards was Chen's direct supervisor, police said. Chen is the suspected shooter. China strike. Yes, and a 9mm Glock handgun was recovered at the scene, police said. Search warrants have been served on both Edwards and Chen's vehicles. A warrant is also being served on Chen's Seymour apartment. The background investigation will be continuing with the full cooperation of Cummins and their employees, says Seymour Police in a statement. We want to thank all of the Cummins employees for their assistance in the case, as well as several law enforcement agencies. Autopsies for both men will take place tomorrow morning in Louisville, Kentucky. The shooting remains under investigation, and the Cummins spokesman John Mills called the shooting an isolated incident. We don't have this every day.
Yes.
The plant will be closed until Monday. In the wake of the shooting, squad cars surrounded the facility and stunned employees began to make their way home. Stunned employee. What were they? Who was using the taser? How many of them gathered outside and talked about the shooting in disbelief? I heard screams, says employee Andrew Bernones, as someone told us to get out. Technical Center and the adjacent Seymour engine plant are about 60 miles south of Indianapolis and employ about 1,200 workers. Cummins, a worldwide leader in diesel engines, has headquarters in Columbus, Indiana. Indiana Governor Mike Pence released a statement after the shooting, quote, "Our hearts go out to the family of the victim, blah, 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 blah." You know, all the stuff I say after Brock. Well, Pence also traveled to Seymour to speak with police and Cummins employees. In instances of workplace violence, the aggressor often feels that he or she has been wronged, says Barry Nixon, executive director of the National Institute for the Prevention of Workplace Violence. Yes, people are stupid. We see this all the time. Well, it's true.
Yes.
And speaking of stupid, I didn't get to Brock Favors tonight. Yeah, no. Should we bother?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's not Godzilla Wednesday, so it kind of loses its luster. Yeah. Okay, fine. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Brock. Get the traffic over with.
Live from HTLA, New York, your traffic update with Brock Favors.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with Traffic on the Ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here in the chopper, but I got to tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God! Oh! Oh! Whew. All right. Well, we are over the 10. It is massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do, yeah! Goddamn, we're gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Okay, I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking dump machine right now! Oh, no! We ain't meant to be in this guy! We ain't meant to be in this guy, man! Oh, mama, help me, motherfucker! Oh, mama! With a 405 is up right now, ain't nobody going down this.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
No, Brock, maybe you better take a break. Yeah, you should. I would let you die, but we've got other things to do. That's right, because smack dab in the middle of that report,
yes,
Biff says, man, we late for a commercial.
Yeah.
Fine. So we're going to go for a commercial. Go get refills, whatever you're smoking, drinking, eating, farting, whatever you're doing. And we will be back in just 2 minutes.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash. Jesus. Only Crash. Jesus. Crash? Jesus? Crash. Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the best part was the shower. My wife drying herself in the Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain.
Defined the whole vacation for her.
Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Let's do a brand new day. Let's step away from the bland and let the color fly. Let's get to the one store with more #1 choices and match this or this without using too much of this. Then let's crack open a can and get to it. Paint? No. Let's do POW. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Glidden Duo starts at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon.
Down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
What's with the helmet?
Oh, well, I got a life coach.
What's that like?
Wake up! Take the stairs. Say hello.
Hello.
Not him, her.
Hello.
No.
You don't need a life coach. Subway makes better choices easy, like the low-fat, sweet onion chicken teriyaki. All white meat, crisp veggies, freshly baked bread, under 400 calories. Subway, eat fresh.
Come on, use your head.
Did you hear? The government is giving away free guns. Yes, free guns. Yes, soon, gun manufacturers around the nation will be mandated to give every citizen a free gun with ammunition. As you know, the U.S. Constitution states that you have a right to bear arms. And since we've been told that anything that is a right, like healthcare, is given to you by the government for free, then that must mean that soon you'll be able to pick up your free gun. And since free contraceptives are also a right, then that means you get free bullets too. Yes, right now the U.S. government is borrowing money from China and future generations and raising taxes on the mega wealthy just to make sure that you get your free gun guaranteed under the Constitution. Because now anything that's a right in this country is given to you for free. Healthcare's a right, and you have the right to bear arms. But this program doesn't work unless everybody participates. So if you're squeamish about guns, get over it. If a cop finds you on a street corner and you're not armed, that's a $750 fine. Yes, soon, everybody in America will have a gun. It's your right. You're listening to Coffee
They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
and Cigarettes.
I shared my cigarette with fire. Yeah, I fucked her every Wednesday evening.
With Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Now, I remember sitting next to you on a plane.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I was flying out to L.A. to audition for some movie that I didn't get, which was fine. Because I remember I was reading the script, and you said to me, "Oh, what are you reading?" And I said, "Oh, it's some John Travolta comedy." Called The Experts.
Yeah.
And it's about two young hip Americans who get kidnapped by Russian spies to teach them how to act like young hip Americans.
Yeah.
And you, being a fortune teller, said, "Oh, that sounds like a piece of shit."
Oh, yeah.
Mr. T would be proud of you.
I'm sure he would.
You would have loved the guy. Never drank, never smoked, did drugs, nothing. He had only one obsession, and that was the women.
He just pitied the fool, and yeah.
If you think that you were clever with women, he wouldn't stand a candle with this guy.
No.
Or Muhammad Ali was another one with women. I did two films with him.
Yeah.
He would walk into. We were doing a big boxing movie with 200 or 300 people in the stand, and he walked in and had beside him stood his macho honcho.
Yes.
And those were all the Muslims. So they had those little thin guys in suits.
Yeah.
And he would point at the female. And he went and got him and gave him a note. And every 20 or 30 minutes, they would go into his dressing room. But they were only talking about negotiations, I'm sure. Right?
Oh, yeah, it's all about the business, yeah. Well, that's right, gang. It is all about the business, and we got the business. HTLA, or Radio 1 New York's Best Talk, bringing it to you. Get on over to newyorksbesttalk.com and check it out. It's sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see they on the website this week.
Yes.
They've thrown up a picture of me and Kate.
Yes.
Right on the. As soon as you go there, it's like we're bigger than like a couple of skyscrapers. So they've got us up there, and I don't know. That's about all that's new.
Yes.
No, what am I saying? There's a whole ton of stuff there. It's new. You should really get over there and check it out. NewYorksBestTalk.com. Of course, you can even listen from there too.
Yes.
On Spreaker.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to the show, of course. This is indeed, ladies and gentlemen, let's blow them up again, the HAS 30s. No, not with that.
Thor Thursday.
There goes another pair. Yes, it is Thor Thursday, of course. Bringing it to you, your coffee and cigarettes with the one, the only Crash Man in the seat for you tonight with Gilbert, Louis, George, and, well, just exciting stories aplenty. Exciting stories aplenty. Of course, we didn't get to it in the second segment, so we got to get to it now.
Yes.
Of course, we've got to take you over to the HTLA Weather Center.
Yes.
Get Dick gently to give you the outlook, and I'm telling you, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking pretty good. Right? What do you say, Dick?
We had beautiful weather here for this weekend, mostly sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, mild, with those temperatures dropping down into the mid 70s. Now, we've got some big changes here for the upcoming work week. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have a volcanic eruption right near Charlottesville, and it's going to make things rather toasty across the area. We're going to see lava spill out into central Virginia and make temperatures in Richmond at 350 degrees, Fredericksburg at 345, Charlottesville, the hot spot, at 400. Not as hot off towards the Tidewater. A little bit more comfortable with highs near 100 degrees. The reason why, we're going to have tidal waves moving in ahead of this.
Yes.
A global superstorm developing off towards the Atlantic Ocean. This thing is headed our way, but the key to the forecast, right before this thing makes landfall, it is going to be deflected by Godzilla. Now, a lot can change between now and then. We're looking at the latest data. We'll continue to bring you the very latest. I do want to encourage you, though, that if you ever do see a sleeping coyote, do not wake it. Bad idea. Okay, here's the forecast. Volcano 350 there for Monday. Global superstorm on Tuesday. We could see maybe about 200 inches of rainfall, wind gusts up to 1,000 miles an hour. Godzilla Wednesday. I'll be honest, I have no idea what's going to happen on that day. After that, though, how about this to finish off the work with low humidity, lots of sunshine, with highs in the upper 80s heading into next weekend.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Dick. Great job as always. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't get much better than that for free. It doesn't. Also, a shout out obligatory, of course, always to our friend in Stowe, Ohio.
Gummy bear.
That's right. He knows who he is, and, well, so does everybody else.
Yes.
Yes. No. Am I? No? Okay. Right. Biff is talking to me again. Yes. Yes, he is. Okay. All right. And yes. Okay. All right. Well, moving into, we basically got a whole segment here of pretty much election crap.
Yes.
Lots of stuff going on, of course. The big story right now, right this minute.
Yes.
Look at your watch, see what time it is, and record it for history of all time.
Yes.
Ben Carson
Yeah.
has officially endorsed Donald Trump. Wow, can you say suck up for that vice president job? Huh? Well, that's right. It looks like Donald Trump is picking up the support of another former rival, retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson, who dropped out of the GOP presidential race following a series of low finishes on Super Tuesday, is set to endorse Trump tomorrow, according to multiple news organizations. So you know it must be true. Yeah. Well, the decision by Carson to back the GOP frontrunner was sealed during a meeting today, this morning, actually, at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach, Florida, which is where the official announcement will occur tomorrow morning. Citing anonymous sources, Trump hit Carson hard last November, noting his troubled youth. And, of course, well, we all loved that lie about graduating West Point. Yes, troubled youth. He said Carson's pathological temper was not unlike that of a child molester.
Yes.
But Carson's hopes indeed faded in the GOP race. Trump changed his approach and often spoke positively of his rival, particularly when compared to the rhetoric he used towards the rest of the GOP field that he knew would be in long after Carson.
Yes.
Well, last month, another former GOP 2016 hopeful, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, also endorsed the New York billionaire, but nobody seemed to care about that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. In an interview on Fox News Radio today, Carson spoke of the two sides of Trump, describing one as very much an entertainer and one that is actually a thinking individual that he believes could do wonders for this country. Wow, did you ever think you'd see the day? I'd like to welcome the one, the only Bjorn Eriksson into the Spreaker live chat room at this moment.
Yes.
Good to see you, Bjorn. And yes, it does seem that Crime Warner is straightened out their shite today. Let's do a check here, Biff, for the third segment. Let's check, of course, and make sure that the Spreaker feed is indeed going according to plan here. Let's bring it up. Yeah.
Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash.
Jesus.
Only Crash.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. All right. It seems the folks at Spreaker are just now coming back from the commercial.
Yes.
Well, it's quite a lag, but I guess, it sounds good, so I'm not going to bitch. Well, moving on tonight, Donald Trump's attacks on the news media. It's a not so short story, but, well, I don't know. This broadcaster here believes it's absolutely 100% valid. Yeah. Yes, the Trump campaign bars the news sites from rallies after newspaper calls on Trump to quit the presidential race. Why is he going to quit with 74% of the country behind him? What kind of idiots are you at the newspaper? Well, I'm serious. The guy's blown away all the Democrats.
Yes.
The best they've got is 8%. They're going nowhere.
Yes.
It's like every week now, a new turd is dropping out of the GOP run. And he's on top of all the turds.
Yes.
Why is he going to stop, you idiot? Wow. Well, Trump says Kelly, who has questioned him about insulting women, had blood coming out of her eyes and coming out of her wherever. He subsequently tweets that he was referring to Kelly's nose, but the remark is widely interpreted by the media as a reference to menstruation. Sick bastards. Quote, they're scum. They're horrible people. They have no illegitimate. Some of the people in the press are honorable, but you've got 50 or 60% who are terrible. Trump jerking his arms and holding one hand at an angle appears to ridicule the disability of one reporter who said that he found no evidence of widespread 9/11 celebrations by Muslims alleged by Trump. Trump tells a crowd of journalists covering him that he's absolutely dishonest, absolute scum. Remember that, scum, totally dishonest people the media is. Well, I don't see a problem here. Trump says, I would never kill them, but I do hate them, and some of them are such lying, disgusting people. It's absolutely true. Why am I going to back out of that statement? Trump's campaign excludes the reporter from a campaign stop that's covered by more than a dozen other journalists. 2 days earlier, the Times had run a story questioning the effectiveness of Trump's Iowa field operations. Why is the New York Times questioning the man who's on top? Love him or hate him, it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
When you've got that much support from the people in this country, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yes.
Well, Trump asks a crowd at a high school gym to turn towards the sleaze bags. He says they probably will misrepresent one of the empty portion of the bleachers closed for safety concerns as evidence of the rally was poorly attended. What's sleaze, he says. They're disgusting. I've never said this before. I'm going to open up our libel laws. So when journalists write purposely negative and horrible and false articles, we will sue them and win lots of money.
Yeah.
Well, I say about bloody time. He also says in England, it's very much different and very much easier to sue. I think it's very unfair when the New York Times can write a story that they know is false, but they virtually told me they know it's false. And I say, well, why don't you pull the story? And they say, we're not going to do that because they can't basically be sued at this juncture.
Yes.
Well, Morris is placed in a chokehold by Secret Service at a Trump rally after he steps outside the press area to photograph protesters. How's that Trump's fault?
Yeah.
Reporter from the conservative website says campaign manager Corey Lewandowski yanks her away from Trump at a news conference. The Trump campaign denies her assertions. Let's see. We're a reporter from the conservative website. Oh, right. So one of those whack job, hack job, fake news outlets. Well, come on, people. You already know Donald Trump stand on the legitimate media.
Yes.
What do you think he's going to think about the illegitimate media?
Well, that's not fair to Infowars.com. This is Alex Jones, America, and I'm having a heart attack because we're under attack, America. We're under attack. They're taking away our civil liberties. They're taking away our rights and everything, and it's all gone. It's gone, I tell you. I'm telling you, come to Infowars.com. Watch me every day. I'm telling you, it's gone.
And what's up with this Alex Jones dude? Seriously?
Yes.
It's like every second day I'm getting these videos. Yes, mostly spread by Wayne S. Pierce, another idiot. I keep seeing these bloody things. Alex Jones in this hotel room or that hotel room.
Yes.
And the idiot sits there with a straight face. America, I'm on the move right now. The government's coming to get me. Just look at the facts, America. Look at the fact. Look what they did to Cliven Bundy. Oh, you mean the rancher that took up arms against the U.S. government because he felt he was being mistreated? That guy? Yeah, but we're under attack, America. Look at Leroy Finicum. He's dead, I tell you. Leroy Finicum was reaching for his pistol.
Yes.
Now, you put any cop anywhere out on the street.
Yes.
And any individual reaching for his pistol. Come on. You've seen what the cops do to unarmed black men.
Yes.
Don't tell me they're not dropping that armed white guy. Well, the biggest critic of news media coverage of the Republican presidential campaign is the biggest beneficiary of news media coverage of the Republican presidential campaign. I do hate them, Donald Trump has said of the political journalists. Some of them are such lying, disgusting people. They're among the most dishonest groups of people I've ever met. In October, he said 50% of reporters were terrible. He's since upped that to 70 to 75% now. The relationship can get physical. On Tuesday, Breitbart website reporter Michelle Fields, oh, yeah, Breitbart.
Yes.
Where did they get that name? Is that supposed to be like, well, Bart didn't I've got it, sister. We're going to call our news organization Breitbart. Breitbart reporter Michelle Fields says her arm was yanked by a campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, as she was trying to ask Trump a question. The Trump campaign denied the accusation, of course, and told her to go get a journalism degree. Well, the previous week in Virginia, a photographer was placed in a chokehold by Secret Service agents after he stepped outside a press area to photograph protesters.
Yes.
Of course, the key here is that he stepped outside of the journalist area. Right? Well, Trump has closed his rallies to reporters and news organizations he says have been unfair to him. Those he admit are grouped in pens, to which Trump derives the attention as a ruckus crowds with comments like, "What slime?" And to the distress of the First Amendment advocates, Trump says he'll make it easier to sue journalists for libel if I become president. Oh, do they have problems that come? And it's going to be so nice because, of course, once he's elected,
yes,
HTLA, of course, is going to be the official news media of Donald Trump, right? Yeah. No, true story, because we don't piss around.
Yes.
We certainly don't lie.
Yes.
We do not make shit up, and, we love them, so. Yeah. Well, every presidential campaign tries to manage press coverage, but the New York developer is breaking new ground. Quote, "I've never heard of any presidential candidate who talked about weakening First Amendment libel protections," says Victor Packard, author of America's Battle for Media Democracy. He's taken to attacking the press to a whole new level. It's scary to think where this trajectory will take us. Well, I hate to tell you, Victor, but you're going to have 8 years of it. Scary, maybe, ironic, certainly, but for Trump spends much of his time doing press interviews and on a first-name basis with most journalists, and because he makes so much news and generates such high TV ratings, he gets far more free media exposure than any other candidate. As former Obama advisor David Axelrod tweeted after Trump floated his libel proposal, talk about ingratitude. I don't see the problem here.
Yes.
Well, Larry Schweikart, a conservative political historian who's writing a book about the campaign. Okay, so another guy who doesn't have a clue. Well, he says that critics are too worked up about his alleged war on media. He argues that Trump merely gives voice to popular resentment against powerful, unaccountable institutions. People figure if we can make a mistake, we can have to pay for it. Well, why don't they? Everybody else has to. Trump talks about the libel law. He says it's another shot over the media's bow, not a serious proposal. There's a good Donald and a bad Donald. It goes back to the art of the deal, Trump's how-to business seller. It's a negotiation. I don't know, again, why no idiot out there is reading that book. Well, I'm serious, Gilbert. I'm not a big reader.
Yes.
I know Devlon Crawford is a huge reader.
Yes.
She's always sharing out, various books, et cetera,
yes.
Right? That she's reading or has read or recommends or whatever. Crash Daddy here, not so much of a reader. Yes, I can do it. No, I don't really much enjoy it. I'm more of a visual guy. That's why so much porn. But I read Donald Trump's book last year.
Yes.
Right as pretty much the next week after he announced his candidacy.
Yes.
Because, I had some reservations.
Yes.
I had some thoughts about it. I'm like, well, he really has no experience. This is true.
Yes.
But I've looked at the hundreds of years of what political experience has brought us. And kind of at the same time, I took a couple of days out.
Yes.
I read The Art of the Deal, and I actually was looking forward to his next book.
Yes.
But you see, the thing that I don't get is, all these people coming out denouncing Trump, down with Trump.
Yes.
Trump this, Trump that, bad.
Yes.
I don't think any one of these idiots has read his book. Not once. I almost guarantee it, but you know, the guy's not going to screw over America.
Yes.
In fact, America, after 8 years of this man, is going to be, geez, dare I say it, great again. But, you know, what do you do? Well, Trump's talk about libel law. Yes, it's worth working the refs, agrees Packard, as in sports. The hope is that a complaint now will yield more favorable treatment or coverage in the future. Schweikart is a whack-a-job. And he goes on here for, God, looks like 20 paragraphs about the 1940s.
Yes.
Nah, I'm not reading that, Biff. No, sorry. No, I just closed it. Piss on it. And again, this goes to HTLA journalism.
Yes.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
Yes.
This Schweikart guy, he's an amateur historian. There's like 25, 30 paragraphs here
Yes.
of like his findings about, you know, elections in the 1940s. Sorry, you know what, Biff? If it's relevant, I'll talk about it. This crap is just off the hook. It's off the hook. Yes. Well, moving along in kind of a related story, we might have to kill him, says a man who punched a Donald Trump protester. Yes, the man who punched a protester at a Donald Trump event Wednesday suggested the protester may have to be killed if seen again. Ever heard of a joke, assholes? Well, I guess not. John McGraw, 78 years old, was charged Thursday with assault and disorderly conduct after punching a man who was being led out of the Fayetteville, North Carolina event by security after the event ended. But before he was charged, McGraw told Inside Edition that he liked knocking the hell out of that big mouth.
Yes.
Next time we see him, we might have to kill him, McGraw said. We don't know who he is. He might be with a terrorist organization. And indeed, what's wrong with that?
Yes.
It's not like it's ABC News or Walter Cronkite or somebody frickin' important. No. Now, give me a break. It's Inside Edition.
Yes.
You know, that's kind of like, you know, political TMZ.
Yes.
Well, McGraw told them that, of course, and Rakeem Jones deserved to be hit. We don't know who he is, but we know he's not acting like an American, McGraw said. Well, hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Video from Wednesday's debate, of course, shows a black man being led out as McGraw walks over and quickly strikes Jones in the face. At least one officer in the video watches Jones get hit before authorities went on to detain Jones on the ground, apparently letting McGraw walk away. Seems all right to me. And of course, after Inside Edition put that on TV, the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office later announced that it was investigating why Jones was detained, but not as assailant. But then when the Wall Street Journal reported it, all of a sudden, charges. Be smarter than that, America.
Yeah.
Be smarter than that. Well, we got another story here that we're trying to get to, of course. This is apparently a breaking story right now.
Yes.
With the debates going on there. Ted Cruz wants to kill Common Core and abolish the Department of Education. Yeah, let's get rid of the Department of Education. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I think that's a really good idea. Just wipe it the hell out and start over. Well, no, I think that's the right thing to do because Well, no, if you stop and think about it for just a minute, Gilbert.
Yes.
You know, they've been trying to revamp education. They've been talking about it for 30 years.
Yes.
It sucks. It's all kinds of wrong, but we seem to be powerless to make it better. Right? Okay. So you're powerless to make it better. Okay. Well, Ted Cruz I should say Canadian Ted Cruz.
Yes.
You know, he wants to just wipe out the whole Department of Education. Nothing.
Yes.
It's a good strategy because what does that make way for?
Yes.
Well, now we can have a brand new Department of Education. We'll just bring down a bunch of Canadians to fix it. Yeah. Well, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, you know, let's think about this. Okay, good. I'm done. Yeah, it's going to totally work. Yeah. And yeah, no, there is no downside. No. No, there's absolutely no downside on that. And okay. Well, there you go. That's
yes.
That's the official word. Moving on now to Donald Trump is, of course, talking about Putin tonight. He says, strong, it doesn't necessarily mean good. Donald Trump has been criticized, of course, for his seemingly kind words towards authoritarian leaders at Thursday's debate in Miami. However, he sought to dispel that as more of a matter of semantics when asked about positive words that he had for Chinese government's response to the Tiananmen Square uprising in 1989. This is 2016, and the media is throwing shit at him from 1989. Well, come on, America. What's wrong with you, media? Why don't you dig up Ronald Reagan's corpse and ask him what he thinks about... Well, as for Putin, he maintained that he believed the Russian president was a strong leader. I don't say that in a good way or a bad way. I say that as a simple fact. Quit twisting my words, you effing moron. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, not even kidding. Well, let's see. Mm-hmm. And yes, of course. Okay, excellent. Yeah, sorry, we're just late in the stage here. Of course, Biff is trying to make things happen or something. I'm not exactly sure what the hell he's on about, and it's hard to know when he's still talking to me while I'm trying to talk to you. Maybe this is a good time for a few words from J.G. Wentworth.
It's my money and I need it now.
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 Hey, shut the fuck up!
It's your money. Use it when you need
it. I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. I have an annuity, but I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
They help thousands, they'll help you too.
One lump sum of cash they will pay to you.
Get long-term payments, but you need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
All right, we're back. Let's talk some Gain laundry detergent, shall we? All right, now let's do some stories.
Yes.
Another story up for bids tonight. Springtime for controversy at a New York high school. That's right, in Orangeburg, New York, when Mel Brooks, the producers, opens at Tapanzee High School on Friday. Really? Tapanzee? And they say there's no Chinese influence in this country. Yes, when it opens on Friday, it'll have a Nazi playwright, a major production number called Springtime for Hitler, and an actor playing the director playing the Führer for laughs. But some of the South Orangetown parents drew the line at swastikas. Oh, you frickin' bitches. Here we go. What is this crap? Anybody ever heard of theater? Really? Well, after someone posted a rehearsal photo on social media on social media, you're funnel to the drooling idiot. As, of course, showing a giant Nazi flag over the Tapanzee stage, some parents were offended and let the administration know they were offended. Now, apparently, B.J. Greco, who handles media requests for the South Orangetown School District, says 4 parents complained. Oh, really? You don't say. All 4, huh? My God, this is a major alert. Get the word out, people. This is Infowars.com. Yeah, hey, Alex Jones over at Infowars. Why don't you actually focus on the real death of America? It's not from terrorists or Obama. It's from shit like this. Quote, if you come in out of context, you can misinterpret, Greco said. Oh, I don't think so. I don't really think, Greco, that people are out there on Twitter going, oh my God, that school is a school for Nazis. Yes, he says, if you're not hearing it and you're not looking at a visual, certainly it can be misinterpreted. The play is a parody. The swastika is an icon. And if it's not a parody, it causes different feelings in different people. Oh, here we go with the feelings again. We have opted to remove the swastikas. We felt that it was in the best interest of everybody. Yes, heaven forbid. Let's not bring up all that Nazi and swastika stuff. Let's forget about that. Sweep it under the rug so that in 80 or 90 years we can relive it. And, of course, a Facebook post spawned a thread that included name-calling and charges of anti-Semitism, and that was among the adults. Student Ian Joslow, a member of the Tappan Z cast, called for civility and made the case that students should not be dedicated, but be part of the conversation about their musical. It's a musical. For the love of God, it's Mel Brooks, assholes. Indeed, can we now look forward to the Star Wars fans coming out in a huge outcry against Mel Brooks and his Star Wars thing, Spaceballs? Really? The producers won a dozen Tony Awards when it took Broadway by storm in 2001, skewering Hitler as an object of ridicule. In the musical, 2 unscrupulous producers, Max Bialystock and Leo Bloom, try to make a killing by overselling pieces of a guaranteed Broadway flop. called Springtime for Hitler and pocketing the proceeds. The producers ran for 2,502 performances. Yeah, everybody hates that.
Yes.
Larchmont native John Tracy Egan was on stage for many of those performances, playing playwright Franz Liebkind, director Roger Debris, and Bailey Stock over several years with the company. On Broadway, Egan said there were swastikas all over the place. Egan said he recalls only one production where Brooks' musical was altered due to the sensitivity of the subject matter. Well, I have a friend who was in the Israeli production, and there were no swastikas. None, he said. They refer to Hitler as the Fuhrer. They never say his name, but they were dressed in stormtrooper outfits. But they didn't use any swastikas. But even in Germany, they used them. They had a sense of humor about it. Yes, it was fun. The gas chamber. Oh, but nobody's pissed about that.
Yes.
Well, after the controversy stewed on a closed Facebook group, of course, South Orangetown parents, Superintendent Robert Pritchard, Principal Jennifer Amos, and Director Ed Clinton met late last week, and Clinton was directed to remove the flags. Wow. Censorship. America. Really? Infowars.com. We're under attack, America. Well, I don't think it was an open topic for discussion, Greco said. The Facebook photo was viewed as unacceptable, reported, and summarily deleted like always. Yeah. Cast member said Thursday that some characters will continue to wear armbands. They would not comment on the record, fearing reprisals from the school board. Wow, I wish this was my play. I'd be wearing one. Yes, they wouldn't comment on the record, fearing reprisals from the school board. Oh, those Nazis.
Yes.
Clinton did not respond to our interview request, and I don't blame him. This is all bullshit. Once the flags were ordered removed, Greco said, Clinton explained to the students the context for the problem and why people would be offended by the flags. South Orangetown Schools teaches about the Holocaust in middle school, Greco said, having Holocaust survivors talk to students. Tappan Zee isn't the first area high school to stage The Producers. Greco wouldn't comment on whether she felt the musical is appropriate for high schools, one of the topics discussed on the Facebook page. As a piece of art, it's funny and fabulous, she said. If you look at it as a historical piece, it's not something to be made fun of. But how do you separate that? Well, geez, I don't know. Look at anything Mel Brooks has ever done. Idiot. It was picked because it was a popular play, and we haven't done it yet. Pure and simple.
Yeah.
Well, just for that, I think it's time for some saggy bottom, Gilbert. Let's rock it.
You're kidding, right?
Yes.
In constant sorrow all through my days, I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all of my days. I bid farewell to old Kentucky. There's the place I was born and raised. Where the was born and raised. Come on, people, put your hands together.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord Kuranaga. 4 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I have no friends to help me now. Hey, keep it down, hey? God, you got no friends either.
Yes.
Glenn Woods loves me. Hands fairly well, my old true lover. I never expect to see you again. Oh, bound to ride that Northern Railroad. Perhaps I'll die here on that train. Perhaps you'll die on that train. I'll take it, Gilbert.
Yes.
You can bury me in Sunny Valley for many years where I may lay. Well, then you may learn to love another. Well, I am sleeping in my grave while he is sleeping in his grave. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you never will see no more. But there is one promise is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. Show. Woo! There you go. Well, that's what I'm talking about right there, babies. There. Let's see. What can we urinate on about that now? What do we? How's your voice, George?
Oh, my goodness. This laughing started to make my voice crack again.
All right. Well, Gilbert, stick your dick in it. There you go. You gotta... Now it's time. HTLA Radio 1 got to check in with the daily terror threat. Yeah, we do. Daily terror threat, of course. That is, of course, from ISIS leader Mahmed, formerly of the Crimson Jihad, now with ISIS because they're cooler.
You filthy American pigs. No longer would my men be forced to bow down to your pantyhose wearing imperialism. Each week, we will raise pillars of holy fire in each of your cities until our demands are met. Yes, unless our demands are met. Well, it's just kind of stuff. It really goes with the territory.
Yes,
you know, we're going to be out there for freedom. You're going to have those out there wanting to take it away. It's just the way it is. We can't fight it. So the best thing to do is sing "Mother" from Pink Floyd.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like this song? Mother,
Mother, do you think they'll try to break my balls? Ooh, mother should have built the wall. Mother, should I run for president? Mother, should I trust the government? Mother, will they put me in the firing line? Ooh, is it just a waste of time? Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna make all of your nightmares come true. Mama's gonna put all of her fears into you. Mama's gonna wait right here under her wing. She won't let you fly, but she might let you sing. Mama's gonna keep baby cozy and warm. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Of course, Mama's gonna help build a wall.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
But do you think she's good enough? For me? Mother, do you think she's dangerous? To me? Mother, will she tear your little boy apart? Mother, will she break my heart? Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna check out all your girlfriends for you. Mama won't let anyone dirty get through. Mama's gonna wait up until you get in. Mama will always find out where you've been. Mama's gonna keep baby healthy and clean. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. You're always a baby to me. Mother, did it need to be so high? And that's all she wrote. I want to thank the one, the only Louis Lawless for being here with us tonight, sir. It's always a joy and a pleasure. Couldn't have done it without you.
That was a mistake on my part.
Thank you. Also, Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
Oh, my. Also, the one, the only George Takei. Thank you for being here tonight, sir.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It has been a fantastic experience.
I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. And also, all the listeners in and around the New York area, thank you for giving us 3 hours of your life you'll never get back. And indeed, all the folks on the internet around the world listening to us through iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, Pandora, so many more. Thank you, every one of you, for listening to us tonight. We sincerely appreciate it. Don't forget to catch the Moanin' Boner tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. And, of course, your coffee and cigarettes Friday Frapstravaganza. That's right. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern is the start on all those platforms and Google+. We'll see you then. Have a great Thursday, Friday. Now.
Now, here's a story I'm sure you're tired of talking about, but I'd be remiss in not bringing it up, and that's when you beat up a transvestite.